Hello everyone, my name is Joe. I'm one of the leaders from the Nepal trip. Super excited to get out there with you guys. It's gonna be a pretty amazing trip. Making this video today in terms of a packing list, the gear that I'm bringing with me to Nepal, and the reason why I've chosen it. All this gear I've used before on various motorcycle trips around the world, and there's a reason why I've chosen it. And for that, I'm gonna be going through that video today. We're going through that on this video today. If you have any questions, just give me a shout. Happy to walk through it or give my advice on anything that you've chosen. So first item up is going to be our bags. So we're going to be packing everything in these Moscow duffels. This is the Moscow Moto 50-liter duffel bag. Has a lot of really nice features for it. First, it's 100% waterproof when used correctly. This is a roll top bag. So the idea is throw all your gear in here, roll it up, use the buckles to strap it down. There's also this beaver tail that's able to come over with some molly packs and whatnot that we can strap things to should we need to. A really nice feature of that. It's really a nice duffel bag. Within these bags, within this pocket here, I always throw in a little air tag just for a little peace of mind, just to be able to have it in there, just so I can watch it within the app, United app, whatever it is, to make sure I know where my bag is at all times. 50 liters is not a huge amount of space. And for that, we have to be very intentional what we bring into it. One other point I want to make about these bags and packing in general, while there might be access to a truck or something like this, do not plan on it. The truck is not a guaranteed resource. And the reason what I mean by that is if anything happens, bike breaks down, anything happens, someone gets hurt, anything along these lines, and they have to go in the truck, guess what's getting popped out? Your bag. You need to make sure everything goes in here and that everything is available for you. And you gotta be self-reliant that way. With these bags, which should come with them also these Moscow straps. These straps are great. These are just different cinch straps to be able to go and strap your bags down. The Moscow bags are extremely well designed. And what I mean by that is that they've thought about so much. Pete and the rest of the guys in Moscow use these all the time for their trips. The simple different features of being able to go and keep your straps cinched down, the backpack straps, everything that's within this bag has been designed intentionally. They've thought about it a lot. Once you get your bag, once you get your straps, once you get everything, test it out, play with it, see where it is. See where you can layer things in. What I like about this beaver tail is that once I go and strap everything in, underneath the beaver tail, if it's dry, maybe I put my hoodie on there. Maybe I have something else on there. Maybe on the molly packs, I'm strapping things down. These are all options for us. We need to get creative. We need to make sure that everything that you have is yours, and do not rely on anyone to carry any other gear, including a truck, because if anything happens, your bag's gonna get popped off. And if you're not prepared with straps, with anything else to be able to strap that thing to your bike, you've now put the rest of the crew here in an uncomfortable situation. So make sure that you have all your stuff ready to go and make sure that you know where everything is and how it's all gonna fit within that bike. In order to maximize what goes into my bag, I like to use packing cubes. I use two different types of packing cubes. The first is just a mesh type bag. I like this one just because I can see what's inside of it. It allows us to go through, or at least that allows me to go through it. Like maybe one is for my daytime gear, one's for my riding gear. I can see very easily what's inside of it. But in terms of a trip like this, I do like these compression bags. These are the same idea bags. What they have here is a compression zipper around the outside. So I can go and throw my stuff in here, use the compression zippers to pull it in, and now it's able to pack down much more smooth. But again, what you lose with this bag is the mesh. We can get these off Amazon. They're pretty cheap, not too hard to pack into these. But I would suggest you get the multi-pack. You know, a couple big ones, a couple medium-sized ones, and a couple small ones. I like the small ones personally for things like socks and underwear, that sort of thing. Just so I can go and I know what's inside of it. And I like to make sure that I pack the same things in every bag So at the end of the day, I can reach inside of my duffel, I can pull out the specific bag that I need, and I don't have to go digging through everything. Because the last thing we want to do is, if you need something within your bag, having to dig and rip the entire thing apart just to find one item. Another piece of gear that I'll be bringing and using with all my riding day to day is going to be a camelback. I love my camelback just so I can make sure I always have water on me at all times. Two different various approaches with the camelbacks. This is a smaller one. This is the Lobo. I like this one because it carries my water and snacks, maybe a couple batteries for my GoPro, that sort of thing. But it's intentionally small because what at least I find when I'm packing and I have all my gear is if I have the space, I'm going to fill the space. So this I really enjoy for riding day to day, but I do have a bigger version that I use for bringing my drone and my other cameras and that sort of thing. I haven't made a decision on what I'm going to do yet, but if I do bring that drone and that sort of thing, it's something I'm going to want to have on me at all times. And for that, I'm going to have a bigger bag. But with a bigger bag, more weight on your back, we're going to be riding all day. And it's a lot of extra weight. You will feel it after day 3. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If you're erring on the side or trying to figure out you don't have the same problem bringing a drone or some sort of additional electronics in that way, I'd go smaller the better. This Lobo pack is great. I really enjoy it. It's from Camelback. It's been plenty beefy enough. I've never had a problem with it ripping. I brought this one to Namibia with me. I really enjoy this bag. Next up, let's talk some riding gear. What am I going to be riding wearing every single day that I'm riding? I'm going to be bringing my ADV suit. The reason for that is a few things. This is my ADV suit. This is from Climb. This is a Climb Carlsbad. And the reason I chose this chose this suit is because it's full Gore-Tex. And it has plenty of pockets and different vents in here to keep me cool while I'm riding, but additionally warm and dry. The goal of riding gear and packing for a trip like this is going to be layers. This does a few things for me. 1, it's going to be warm, so when we're in a high altitude, it's going to be great. 2, it's going to be completely waterproof. So in addition of having to have a riding, pads and all that sort of thing, and then have to carry a rain jacket with me while I'm riding, is certainly a choice. But I enjoy this suit. I've ridden with it a lot. I really, really like this suit. If you choose to go the ADV suit route, perfect, or even your padded suit or pads with a jersey or something like this is fine. But one packing tip that's going to be very, very important here in order to get this thing into that bag, take out your pads. Figure out how you can become familiar with taking the pads out of these suits or within your chest protector or whatever it is. As soon as you take out all of these pads, you can have a nice stack of pads, and these suits collapse very well. You can fold up the pants, fold up the jacket, put it all in there, no problem. And now you'll be ready to go. For my footwear, I use the Alpine Toucan. I believe this is the Toucan 7. Again, a full Gore-Tex boot. I like this for the breathability and as well as the waterproofing wing. Should there be river crossing, should there be something else, this goes up pretty high, and as it sits on my foot and on my leg, this is a mid-shin boot. I have a nice protector in the front here, so should my foot slip off, that peg is going to hit here every single time. I really like it for that reason. Also, something I really like about this boot opposed to a motocross boot is the heel flexibility. And why do I like it for the heel flexibility? Is because we're going to be in the mountains, we're going to be hiking around, and a motocross boot, I'm not going to be able to use this for 2 purposes, of being able to say walk around or do something like this. Having this boot with flexible ankle, certainly it's not a replacement for a hiking boot, but it does a really great job. If I was going to be trekking for multiple days across the mountains, no motorcycle boot is going to be a good choice. But for a little day hike, walking around, getting off the bike, exploring, this is a perfect boot. I've really enjoyed this boot. In addition to that, full Gore-Tex, but nice treaded sole on the foot as well. As you can see, this got chewed up pretty good by the pegs on my personal bikes and all my other trips I've had. This thing is held up to the use that I put it through. I really like this boot. In terms of helmet, I use the Arai XD4. I've had this helmet for a long time. It is definitely, I'm getting to the end of its useful life, just in terms of a shelf life, but this helmet has never gone and left me stranded or anything along these lines. It's comfortable for my head. If you're looking for a new helmet, I would absolutely go to a motorcycle shop, get your head measured, understand the crown of your head, and see if this thing fits, or whatever helmet you get fits. Pressure points are one thing you're going to want to be aware of, and one thing you're going to want to take notice of. I have removed the visor off of this helmet intentionally because over the last few years I've enjoyed using goggles over the helmet. The reason I like the goggles, just has a lot more protection, a lot more sealing on my face. I use contact lenses to see, so I found that with the helmet and my visor up with some sort of sunglasses or something like this, my contacts just get trashed, and that's fine. But in terms of being in the middle of the mountains, I'm not going to have many replacements for contact lenses. I found this works really well. These goggles here, the 100%, I really enjoy these goggles. You know, they're easy enough to switch out for the lenses. They just pop off. I have a clear version. I'll get some new lenses before I leave, just for because these things are pretty trashed. But being able to see is definitely one of my pet peeves, and one of the things I really make sure that I know what's going on. These things pop in and out very nicely. In terms of the tint on here too, I found to be really enjoyable for multiple light levels. Gloves, I usually wear a lighter glove. I do have a more of a road type glove with padded knuckles and protection and that sort of thing. And I do love those gloves, but for a trip like this, I'm going to elect for something a little bit lighter, something that I can go and take a look at, and then I can go and make sure that it won't fail me. What I like about these gloves too is I'm able to use my phone while I'm riding. These gloves are thin enough in the fingers where I can still use my touch screen. I can still use my phone while I'm riding with my gloves still on, which is definitely very important in terms of navigation and anything along those lines. In terms of comms, we're running Cardos. Cardo, I think, wins in terms of the fight of Cardo versus Santa. This is the Cardo Pack Talk Bold. This is the older version. I will be replacing this to the Pack Talk Edge. Pack Talk Edge is the newest version. The reason why it's better is because of the software. That's the reason why I'm going to be upgrading. This one does have a nice connection here where it can clip in and out. But what I found with this one is the battery life has fallen quite significantly. The newer one is better from a battery life perspective, and as well as software. It's a lot easier to pair your device to our riding group. And in terms of installing it in your helmet, it is quite easy, but if anyone needs a hand once you get to Nepal, we can knock that out. You really just have to take out all the padding, wire up the headphones. When you buy one of these, it should come with a set. The set will have some sort of microphone, as well as speakers which go into the gaps within your ear pads. I would suggest to try to install it before we go to Nepal, because once we get there, we are not going to find these. So this is something that we wanted to make sure we have beforehand. And again, a very important piece of gear. Next, let's talk about what I'm going to be riding under, or what I'm going to be wearing underneath my riding gear. First off, in terms of boxers or underwear, I like a Fishico. The Fishico boxers I really enjoy. I've used these things all over the world. I really like these boxers. I will bring 4 pairs of these with me. One will always be my riding gear. There will probably be a way to do laundry in terms of certain sort of hotel or something that we stay at. Every opportunity I get to do laundry, I will take it. But I will intentionally only bring 4 pairs. Fishico, really nice pair of boxers, not cotton. Any of my gear, I will not bring any cotton with me. Cotton holds water, it'll make you cold. It's also hard to dry. These Fishico boxers, I've washed in the sink many times. Should I not be able to find a laundry, they got too gross. But here, I will always save 1 pair for riding and the rest of the days for whatever we're doing. So as soon as we arrive at our destination, I'll change out of everything, allow everything to dry, and move on and put on my day or normal clothes. In terms of additional footwear, I'm going to bring a pair of Chucks. I like Chucks just because they pack down so nice and they're very flexible. really just be able to throw these in my bag, time into whatever. They're cheap, they're canvas, they're able to go, and they really withstand quite a lot of abuse. In addition to that, I'll bring in a pair of flip-flops. Flip-flops are great to have around really anything. Certainly when I want to get my foot out of my boot, but as well as showers, these sort of things. Again, just a cheap pair of flip-flops just to be able to take care of these. These are the, what are these ones called? These are called the Archies. I like these because, as you noticed, for initial thong sandal, there is no point or weak spot here. These are all molded one piece. In addition to the stuff I'll be using and riding with, I always use a pair of shorts. So just a pair of gym shorts over my boxers, underneath my riding gear, my riding pants. In terms of a shirt, merino wool. Merino wool is key. I will probably bring 2 pairs of short sleeve shirts, one long sleeve shirt, maybe 4 pairs of shorts total, something like this. You can get these on Amazon. They're about 30 bucks a shirt. But what I would suggest is go on Amazon and explore the thickness of the merino wool, because there's, like 300, 700, and the thickness does matter. These are wool. Again, I don't find these to be itchy. Some might, so buy them beforehand, try them out. Amazon, you can always return them. But what I like about these, again, quick drying, and if I have to wash in the sink, I can. I would also recommend that when you buy these, one of the points of the care label is they say hand dry, all this sort of thing, hang dry. That is true, but with some, you can wash them. And my recommendation would be, once you choose which version that you like or which shirt you like, put it in the wash and put it in the dryer. Because when you go into these countries and as you go and do laundry services, they're probably not going to hang dry it, or at least there's a possibility they will not. They're going to throw them through the dryer. And that's fine. But when you get your shirt back and it's a baby shirt and you only have a couple shirts, you got a problem on your hands now. So that's one thing I would recommend, is test all this gear before you bring it on the trip and make sure you understand how it's going to fail. In addition to that, in terms of long pants, I'll bring a pair of joggers or long pair of pants, sweatpants, something like this. I can always wear these under my riding gear if it gets too cold. But also a nice thing to have around camp, to have around the place that we'll be staying in, just in terms of a lounge pant. Socks, same idea. Merino wool socks. These are darn tough socks. I like the quarter sock that goes up here, but I also will bring a little bit heavier sock as well. Same idea, about 4 pairs of socks, 3 to 4 pairs of socks. Anything more than that is unnecessary. Same idea, the material matters. Take it, wash it, dry it, see how it fails. Because we want to make sure that your feet are protected, they're dry, and they're warm. Next, let's talk about how we're going to battle the elements. So with this layered approach, you're not going to have space in your bag for a puffy, end of this, end of that, end of this. So what I like to do, again, base layer. If it's very cold, I use my Smart Wool base layer. I will be bringing with me 1 base layer, pants and shirt. Again, merino wool. We understand how this is warm. I use this skiing. I use this riding my bikes. I use this for everything. I love this set. These are great pants, great set suit. And then this will be my base layer when it's cold. In terms of layering on top of that, either a hoodie, this is a hoodie from Patagonia, or some sort of quarter zip. I really enjoy the quarter zip, but in terms of usability and space, the hoodie might come with me. The reason for is just space. Do I need a quarter zip and a hoodie? Maybe. Is a hoodie something has a bit more versatility in it? I would say yes. So this will be the decision I'll have to make in the game time decision. In addition to that, I enjoy this one. This is a Patagonia puffy vest. If you don't know, Patagonia or any of the higher end type outwear gears, they always have a pocket that allows you to pack inside of itself. You can find it as you go through the gear and find this double-sided zipper. Within this piece of gear, I've had this one forever. I love this. This is a nice micro puff. But what I like most about it is its ability to pack inside of itself. So if you're buying new gear, go to the store, try it out, see how it can pack inside of itself. Because once you can pack it inside, this is very easy to then go, throw it in that camelback I had before. It's small enough, throw it into wherever. I have no problem carrying this around. This will always be with me. Always a beanie. It's gonna get cold at night. It's gonna be cold at other times. Also, I don't have much hair, so I like having a beanie with me at all times. When it comes to rain gear, I know I said that my Gore-Tex suit is waterproof, and it is. But will I want to use it every single time as I'm walking around town and doing that sort of thing? No, I will not leave home without my rain gear. This is a triple layer Gore-Tex jacket from REI. While this is a high quality jacket, and it has kept me warm and has got me through many different adventures, this one does not pack inside of itself. A triple layer Gore-Tex rain jacket is expensive, but this one from REI is pretty reasonable. And in order to get around the packing issue, I just went and bought a little stuff sack. I can roll this jacket up, stuff it in this stuff sack, and now I'm ready to go with the same application. Any of your gear that does not have one of those built-in zipper pockets, always an option for you also. I also always have rain gear pants. Same idea. These pack inside themselves. I believe these are also from Patagonia or maybe the North Face. But they pack inside themselves, and now I have a nice little pouch here for my rain pants and rain jacket. I pack both inside of one of those packing cubes. So now I don't have to dig through my bag. My pants go in here, my jacket goes in there, and now I have a nice little pouch for all my rain gear. This is not gonna get lost, it's not gonna get misplaced. It's in my bag and I can find it fast when I need it, because when the rain starts coming down, we're gonna make sure that we get through things fast. In terms of civilian gear or stuff that we're gonna be wearing out in terms of towns, going out and doing activities, I will be bringing with me a pair of canvas pants. These are high quality, again, a Patagonia type pant. A jean, something like this, jeans, but with the cotton. I believe these are cotton, but the high quality cotton and the things here, going to be able to, I've had these around the world and a lot of different places. I really like this pant just because it does work hard and it does keep me protected from those views. And if it does rain, I have my rain gear. I'll be using those merino shirts. Again, a couple different shirts here, different colors. I do like having multiple colors with me so I know what I've worn. Same thing with the boxers, same thing with the shirt or the socks. All different colors so I can remember, oh, my riding gear is a blue shirt, my gym pants, my boxers. Those are all one set. And so I know, oh yeah, I wore my gray shirt yesterday. Okay, maybe I rewear it again today. This is just another example of one of those shirts. This is just a button shirt, a little bit of a lighter material. Again, fine. We're gonna be layering. Things are great from that perspective. I'm a flannel guy. I like my flannels. And when we think about these from the perspective, this is a bit of a heavier weight Orvis flannel. I really like this flannel. I actually got it at Costco. I think this is a great flannel. But when we think about this from a layering perspective, should it be cold? I now have my merino wool shirt. I have my flannel. I have my my vest. Maybe I have my hoodie on there as well. And if it rains, I have my rain jacket. I'm not going to be cold, and I'm going to stay dry. And also my gear is going to stay dry. So again, think about layers. Think about what you can reuse. I can reuse this hoodie underneath my riding jacket, no problem. I can certainly use this vest underneath my riding jacket, no problem. I can also use it hiking. I can also use it around town. I can do everything I need to with these items, no problem. We're going to be able to reuse them. We're going to be able to presumably be able to wash them in some sort of hostel or a hotel or something like this. But even if not, it doesn't matter because it's high quality material that's not going to smell. A lot of the cottons and these other type of materials are going to hold in the different smells and those sort of things. So keep that in mind while you're buying your gear and while you're packing, because we want to make sure that everything here can be reused multiple days at a time, not going to fail, high quality, rips, these sort of things, and as well as making sure that we can have layers here, because we're going to need layers for riding and we're going to need layers for other activities. In terms of temperature and climate, we're going to be all over the place. We're going to be up in the high elevation, 16,000 foot passes. It's going to get cold up there, even if it's warm at sea level. We're gonna be down towards more closer to sea level, maybe at 2,000 foot, 1,500 feet, something like this. It's gonna be warmer down there for sure. Might be wetter as well. I'm gonna be happy that I have my rain gear. I'm gonna be happy that I have my layers. And we're gonna be in the middle of Nepal. I'm not gonna worry at all about smelling or anything along these lines. And in terms of washing and my different layers, I will have no need for multiple different 6 pairs of socks or something like this. And with that, thanks so much for watching. I know as we're looking at our gear here, I definitely see gear as an investment. Someone told me many years ago, buy once, cry once, and it has been true. None of this gear has ever failed me at times that's really mattered. And it's one thing that I would keep in mind as you're looking for an investment into your gear. You'll be able to use it for this trip, you'll be use it for the next trip and back home, and really any other activity you're into. Really looking forward to being in Nepal with you guys. It's gonna be an awesome trip. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you have any questions, any comments, hey, where'd you get that? Hey, what do you think about that? Happy to talk to you about it. Just hit me up. But with that, again, thanks so much for watching, and see you guys in Nepal.